Good morning, dear colleagues. Unfortunately, I have been flying 16 hours from San Francisco and 6 hours delay, no night. 40 years ago was much simpler. Let me share you with personalized and precision medicine. As a unique healthcare model, biodesign, biochemical engineering, translational applications, upgraded business modeling to secure the healthcare and biosafety. Since today, 1/3 of the world is aiming, making the innovation towards this upgraded model of healthcare services. I'm not familiar. Doesn't look. Relax. Relax. Everything is relax. Reshaping tomorrow's healthcare whilst doing it today is so crucial, is becoming so crucial that most of the civilized world, the first US, Japan, Europe, not so much China, aiming to try to start up to make the first break into the foundation. In this sense, personalized precision medicine, PPM, as the new model of healthcare services, is the unique entity demonstrating an integration of fundamental clinical science, bioengineering, translational art, and IT armamentarium, and illustrating applications of the different tools on 3 major levels: population, community, and individual. To achieve the implementation of PPM concept into the daily practice, it's necessary to create a principle and new strategy based upon and driven by biomarkers to marker the key biological events. It's just the definition made by NIH regarding the definition of biomarker. By design-driven second projecting for reference is the name of the training course at Stanford University, 244 hours. In Cambridge, in UK, only 14 hours. In Germany, only 4 hours. So it's just at the back. Not Harvard, Stanford, #1. Biodesign is just brief illustration of the concept. Biomaterials, the crucial element of personalized precision medicine model. And finally, canonical and non-canonical innovative biotech. PPM as being the grand challenge to forecast, to predict, and to prevent is rooted in a big and a new science generated by the achievements of systems and synthetic biology. It's just the illustration of systems biology, synthetic biology, integrative medicine, and developmental engineering paradigm being based on translational research and applications to connect basic research at the source of innovations and daily clinical practice, whilst integrating platforms of basics and innovative omics technologies. Just very brief look at. Through the algorithms of bioinformatics and artificial intelligence, AI. Which are together being implemented finally as the newest entities into the daily medical practice to secure the biodesign-driven clinical, subclinical, prognostic, predictive, and preventive manipulations of the next step generation. NIH, whilst being a strategic center for American and international research and practice, Bethesda, Maryland, has included PPM associated with translation into a list of the 5 greatest priorities of development of biomedicine and healthcare services in the century, and have set up in the US 2 academical clinical research networks, including Centers for Personalized Precision Medicine. A few examples. It's one of the best in Philadelphia. Centers of Translational Medicine within the frame of NIH, one of the best in San Francisco, and Centers, newest one, of Biodesign, the best one in Stanford. Arizona University, very good. To secure the lifestyles healthcare services rearmed with the unique armamentarium. Meanwhile, the worldwide experience and practice say that the efficiency and efficacy of the national bioeconomy are determined and dictated by the innovative trends generated by fresh knowledge and their transfer into the scientific, bioindustrial, and social areas to maintain the national stability and extensive development of the country. So in daily life and practice, the crucial indicative sign as litmus tests are becoming through this cycle, this market, this type of production, biomanufacturing and bioindustry, and the design-driven and innovative bioproducts finally suiting the standards. Look, it's just the global market for bioproducts to reach the old. I have no the latest data coming from Silicon Valley. And innovation is thus considered to become the key to address the unmet clinical needs. In this sense, biodesign, bioengineering, or design-inspired bioengineering, and biomanufacturing can be explained as an approach that includes various researches and design-driven applications related to taking inspiration from natural biofunctions, biosystems, biocomponents, or bioprocess in solving the problem. The fundamentals, including synthetic systems biology, is developing into biodesign platform, where it will be possible to apply design, build, test rate, or deploy to predictable create cells, tissues, or organisms able to produce a wide variety of novel molecules, materials, or even cells for multiple applications, including clinical ones. Accordingly, both of them are commonly used in the design of artificial biomolecules and biostructures in the field of bioengineering, whilst bringing out various bioproducts and biotools that are designed in collaboration with different scientific or engineering discipline. In this sense, biomaterials are used for the repair, replacement, and stimulation of biosystems. Biomaterials have drastically revolutionized the areas of biodesign, bioengineering for the development of novel strategies to combat life-threatening disease and to secure healthcare provision, whilst are being used for the treatment of different disorders. Biomaterials are either found in nature or can be created by organisms or can be made in the lab from a recombination of starter materials found in nature. The recent increased interest in biomaterial innovation is rooted in working with the frame of biosystems through both natural metabolism, I mean turnover, and created ones. It's just the illustration of biomanufacturing at one of the not big but very productive plant of in Denmark. Novo Nordisk. To really understand the technological core of PPM, we have to understand the various fields of biodesign-driven translational applications that provide the tools to exploit and practice PPM, and genomics tools in particular. In these connections, NGS analytically hold great promise for unraveling the mysteries of biosystems, gaining proved applicability in disease diagnosis and therapeutics in recent years and future to come. Genomics is considered to be a ground set of the major and unique molecular tools to probe genome for its quality and now even be tested for predictive and prognostic biomarkers. Just look at. Diagnostic testing is used to identify or rule out a specific genetic or chromosomal condition. The results of a canonical diagnostic test can influence a person's choices about healthcare and the management of the disorder. Predictive and pre-symptomatic testing can be helpful to people who have a family member with a genetic disorder or cancer, but who have no features of the disorder themselves at the time of testing. It's just an example of predictive testing. You are much familiar with that on the left-hand side. Carrier testing has been used one. Is used to identify people who carry one copy of a gene mutation that, when present in two copies, causes a genetic disorder. This type of testing is offered to individuals who have a hidden, latent viral gene pre-integrated into the human genome, or to people in certain ethnic groups with an increased risk of specific genetic condition. Newborn testing to identify genetic disorder that can be treated early in life, and other disorders including monogenic or orphan disorders. Prenatal testing to detect changes in a fetus genes or chromosomes before birth to secure the national biosafety. Pre-implantation testing can reduce the risk of having a child with a particular genetic or chromosomal disorder. It's used to detect genetic changes in embryos that were created using ART, such as in vitro fertilization. Pharmacogenomic-related testing is aimed at tailoring drug therapy at a dosage that's most appropriate for an individual patient, with a potential benefit of increasing the clinical efficacy and more individualized safety. Nutrigenomics is a specialty, newest one, of the interaction between genes and nutrients. It suggests that an individual's diet should be matched to their genetic makeup, unless and until those tests can be properly validated. They should not be offered as part of genetic testing protocols. Let me concern microfluidic technologies, with emphasis on applications in the field of biopharmacy, biology, and bioengineering, while stressing the recent applications and development on genetic analysis, cell manipulations, biosensors, pathogen detection systems, diagnostic devices, high-throughput screening, and biomaterial synthesis for biotech, bioengineering, and biomanufacturing. Look, very briefly, lab on a chip, LOC, is a kind of micro or now nanofluidic devices which are broadly used in life sciences, whilst integrating one of several lab functions on a single chip, which is now fabricated on LOC's unique biopolymers. One of the best nanofluidic laboratories too, in California and in MIT. A growing number of polymer-armed, I would stress, armed genomic diagnostic tools and therapeutics have entered routine clinical use as nanosized medicine and continue to emerge, with a growing number of conjugates entering clinical development. For example, PGEs, latent aptamers, and the polymer-based siRNA delivery system. Hot topics of the past 2 years include emerging issues relating to polymer safety, the increasing use of biodegradable polymers, design of technologies for combinatorial therapy, potential biomarkers for patient individualization of, for sure, treatment. Moreover, recent research in this field has developed and utilized a variety of different polymerization synthesis methods tailored to the bioapplication of molecularly imprinted polymer, MIPs. And I would stress the value and assess the principle of molecular imprinting for disease diagnostic, including recent progress in integrating MIP sensor technologies for high-affinity bioanalyte detection in complex biofluids. The landscape of genetic testing has changed considerably with the emergence of direct-to-consumer DTC genetic testing, like glucometric testing with type 1 diabetics. To secure genetic risk prediction tools for a wider array of common diseases and thus national health stability. The next important step in the direction of the innovative approach to get healthcare-related protection rearmed should be its priorly adoption in practice for future medical intervention. To achieve this goal, the system needs to rely upon data-driven sources of fundamentals, bioanalytical and translational tools and services that draw from the rapidly evolving high-tech areas of healthcare IT infrastructure. Just very briefly look around. Consequently, in coming years, next generation biotechnologies will orient medical practice more towards disease prediction and prevention approaches rather than curing them at later stages of their development and progression, even at wider population level for general public healthcare system. Look, it's just the market-based illustration of dynamics since the market is the most crucial element for assessment of the above mentioned. Genomic biomarker market, phenomenal. Genomics market shared by different technologies. Genomics market by product. Genomics related engineering manipulations market, including CAGR indexes. Well, genes say a lot about an individual's predisposition to a disease, but cannot reveal what's happening in cells at the proteomic and metabolomic phenomic levels. In this sense, let me stress that with the advances in biomedical and omics technologies, quantities quantitative proteomics is emerging as a powerful technology complementing genetics. Very brief. Quantitative proteomics opens a broad range of applications in clinical diagnostics, treatment stratification, and for sure, like today, drug discovery. The candidate proteins might provide novel targets for new targeted therapeutic agents or aid the development of assays for disease biomarkers and identification of potential biomarker target ligand drug composites. It's just schematic structure of receptor targeting drug conjugates, composites. Functional proteomics allows the design of strategies to target multiple pathways with combination of pathway-specific drugs, which might increase chances of success and reduce the occurrence of drug resistance. Look, it's the treat on infrastructures of chemical, clinical, and functional proteomics. Meanwhile, chemical proteomics as the base by analyzing the drug interactome strongly contributes to accelerate the process of new druggable targets discovery and drug delivery. Chemical proteomics, by analyzing the drug interactome, strongly contributes its phenomenal approach to do it. Proteomic market cells and its features of its growing. CGI index phenomenon. Engineering manipulation in proteomics. Fortunately, targeted drug delivery can improve the enrichment of drugs at the target site and reduce toxicity to normal tissues and cells. The targeting component is called the ligand. Aptamers have high target affinity and specificity, which identify as attractive and promising ligands. Therefore, aptamers have potential application in the development of smart targeting system. Look, smart targeting system being based on the outer cell membrane receptor, ligand being transformed into targeted drugs. Meanwhile, aptamers, including DNA, RNA, and peptide aptamers, are a group of promising recognition units that can specifically bind to target molecules and cells. The specific binding ability of aptamers to cancer-related markers and cancer cells ensure their high performance for the pre-early diagnosis of cancer, pre-cancer. Meanwhile, the efficient targeting ability of aptamers to cancer cells and tissue provided a promising way to deliver imaging agents and drugs for cancer imaging and therapy while stimulating the development of an approach called molecular imaging. It's just the scheme. It's just the outcome, I mean, clinical outcome. It's just the market-dependent outcome. And finally, whilst integrating diagnostic resources, predictive prognostic resources, and treatment resources, we have development companion diagnostic and theranostic being illustrated by the global world market and its growth for sure. A footstone of stimuli-responsive nanocarriers, endogenous, exogenous responsive smart materials possess many properties such as responding ability to specific triggers, control the drug release, long blood circulation, increased tumor accumulation. So a combination of genomic and proteomic biomarkers are becoming of greatest significance to be translated into the daily practice to predict risks of the chronification and disabling. Metabolomics. You shouldn't just need it to be explained, you are much familiar with that. The applicability of traditional metabolic engineering strategies has extended with the combination of biodesign-driven systems biology and synthetic biology in a systemic and versatile manner, and are collectively now termed as systems metabolic engineering. It's just look the graphic illustration of the mention. Accordingly, recent advances in biotech have paved the way for enabling the production of an increasing number of monomers and polymers by providing several tools and strategies associated with systems metabolic engineering to develop and manufacture metabolic disorder therapeutics. Look, it's just the global market illustrating the growth of metabolic disorder therapeutics. Well, who will patients and or pre-illness persons at risk, and for sure their physicians and biodesigners, trust to store and interpret the multi-level data harvested, mined, and used? Healthcare IT, bioinformatics do offer it like a potential solutions to be surmounted and to overcome the barriers. It's just the illustration of crucial tools in bioinformatics. Modern therapeutic approaches and modes. Very briefly, cellular therapy. The role of biomaterials in the latter, in particular precision biomaterials. Gene therapy. Not planning to explain it, you are much familiar with that. Who is expected to be responsible to getting PPM model armed and rearmed, to be responsible for transferring the outcome of fundamental science into the area of translational applications? Translational medicine to connect basic science research and clinical settings. Finally, I guess you're feeling that we are experiencing a kind of renaissance, like we are in Florence, but primarily driven by biodesign, biotech, and biomanufacturing. It's not better than Michelangelo, but we have advanced. And the grand change and challenge to secure our health and wellness are rooted not in medicine and not even in science. Just imagine where. In the upgraded high-tech culture. And upon construction of the new educational, training platforms, in the rational proportions, there would be not a primitive physician created, but biodesigner, biopharma, or biotech artist to be able to enrich flow through medical standards with creative elements to gift for a patient a genuine hope to survive, but in turn for a person at risk, a trust for being no diseased. Thank you for your patience.